Hello everyone, and welcome to Steve's Movie Podcast. My name is Steve Dason, and I'm going to be your host and critic for this review. This is our first podcast, so we're going to go ahead and kick it off with my top 3 favorite movies of all time. Number 3, The Dark Knight. Now this was the toughest to decide, seeing as movies like Pulp Fiction, Goodfellas, and Inception were also in consideration, but ultimately, I feel that The Dark Knight deserved it the most.
All right, so listen, why don't you give me a call when you want to start taking things a little more seriously?
Released in 2008, The Dark Knight follows the story of Batman as he fights not only his enemies, including Joker and Two-Face, but also his inner demons.
People are dying, Alfred. What would you have me do?
The director, Christopher Nolan, did an amazing job with this movie by managing to make a perfect mix of action, drama, and a bit of comedy as well.
Let's put a smile on that face.
The cinematography in this movie is also great and consistently keeps a dark tone throughout the film. Although Christian Bale did play the role of Batman extremely well, Heath Ledger as a Joker is without a doubt the best performance in the movie.
How about a magic trick?
Overall, I give this movie a 9.5 out of 10. Number 2, The Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. Although I absolutely love the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy, if I had to pick the one I liked the most, it would have to be the third and last one, Return of the King.
Even the smallest person can change the course of the future.
Released in 2003, The Return of the King is the last installment in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and is a fantasy movie that follows the story of Frodo and Sam on a quest to destroy an evil ring that would annihilate Middle-earth.
The ring has awoken. It's heard its master's call.
The story is also supported by dozens of other characters, all having a part to play in the ultimate goal of defeating the evil Lord Sauron. The movie is directed by my favorite director of all time, Peter Jackson, who does an outstanding job in adapting the novel for the big screen.
If you're referring to the incident with the dragon, I was barely involved.
You will find everything you love about epic popcorn flicks as well as deep and thought-provoking plots in this film. Peter Jackson makes sure to take you on a ride through Middle-earth, from epic battles with thousands of men and monsters to dark forests with trees that whisper.
Tree? I am no tree. I am an ant.
Overall, I give this masterpiece a 9.5 out of 10. And last but not least, number 1, The Godfather Part 1. Once again, although I love the entire trilogy, none of them captivated me like the first.
I'm gonna make him an offer, Gavin.
The first time I watched this amazing work of art, it managed to completely suck me in from beginning to end. Now, many mafia movies before this simply portrayed the life of crime as we see it in the news, but The Godfather was the first to take you deep within the life of a true Sicilian crime family.
Fredo, you're my older brother, and I love you, but don't ever take sides with anyone against the family again.
Based on the novel by Mario Puzo, The Godfather was released in 1972 and follows the story of Michael Corleone as he walks in the footsteps of his father, who is the leader of one of New York's biggest crime syndicates, the Corleone family.
I don't like violence, Tom. I'm a businessman. Blood is a big expense.
The director, Francis Ford Coppola, manages to create the greatest movie of all time as he plunges the viewers into the deep and dark world of organized crime. This movie does not rely on action, but on heavy drama to tell the story. Overall, this movie is hard to put into words and is without a doubt a film you must watch before you die.
Leave the gun. Take the cannoli.
I give it the one and only perfect score of 10 out of 10. Thanks for listening, guys, and be sure to stay tuned for the next episode of Steve's Movie Podcast.